kind of motherly energy. He is going to fall head over heels. Hi everyone, welcome back to No Light Tarot. My name is Hallie, so grateful to have you all. Let's get into this reading. I'm really excited to be doing this. I am continuing with my future love series, so if you have an idea for future love, I just decided to come up with this because somebody made a suggestion about 2 people, future love, and I was like, you know what, let me make this into a series. So I did my last week, Lisa Bonet, and today I'm doing Butler, which was requested. I do take requests from subscribers and members. If I also have other great member perks, so check that out. And yeah, please make sure you're subscribed, and if you like the video, like it and comment. I do take feedback, but please be kind. Please, let me not say kind, please be respectful. Okay, because I feel like when people say please be kind, it kind of comes across fake. Okay, so I'm using the Modern Witch Tarot deck, and this week I'm going to be doing future love of Butler. Yeah, he's son of Leo. I find him, he's a great actor. I mean, let me not say great because I've really seen him in a lot, but there's an energetic thing that I like about him. Maybe because he's son of Leo. I have my love-hate with son of Leos. Mostly love, but they can be very egotistical sometimes and annoy me. But that's just my personal opinion. Okay, so let me start with the reading. Like I said, I'm using the Modern Witch Tarot. When I was meditating on the cards and shuffling them, I got the energy that, very strong energy. His eye is on someone. I did say this in his prediction video. In fact, I've been accurate a lot about Butler. Check out my past videos. I will have a card up about him. I've been accurate a lot. I said that this hasn't been revealed, but I said that I suspect Kaya Gerber, who's Cindy Crawford's daughter, who he was dating for, I think they were dating for 3 years or so. I said that he kind of feels as though he has to put on a show to be around her parents. I think he comes from a broken home. I'm going to talk real talk. You know, I come from technically a broken home. If you understand what that means, it just means that you're divorced, fragmented. And oftentimes I can relate to this heavily, how he feels, how I've picked up the energy that he feels. When you grow up in a family household that's fragmented, broken, you know, some of the parents don't speak to each other. When they speak, it's very fragmented. There isn't a sense of unity. You carry a sense of shame. And especially growing up, I grew up in South Africa and England. People don't really get divorced. People get divorced way more in America, or in the USA, than they do in other countries. And when you come from, I think I was one of the few parents, I was one of the few households whose parents had gotten divorced, and I carried a lot of shame about it. And I see him doing the same, especially in relationships. You know, you have to really analyze that and look at that. And I see here, in fact, it reminds me a lot of when I met one of my ex's parents, and they asked me, they were like, are your parents still together? And I said, no, my parents got divorced. And they gave me this look like, oh, you know, and I thought, very interesting, because I don't know if you guys are happy. In fact, they weren't happy, and they'd been married for a long time. So it's just very interesting how we depict certain situations that happen in our lives as good, bad, or judge them in a certain way. And I see that happening with him. I think that he comes from, and I don't know this, I haven't read this, but I see this energetically very strongly. I see that he has this, he comes from, sorry, I'm getting lots of downloads, that's why sometimes it's hard for me to speak. But I see that he comes from a family where he was only with his mother a lot, then with his dad, his parents would fight a lot. And having experienced the same, you take it on yourself. I feel as though he carries a lot of guilt. He's unpacking it now, which is often when we do in our 30s. You unpack it and you see, oh my gosh, this is why, especially after the failure of a relationship, whatever that means, of a relationship, And he's asking himself, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? But it's almost like he's an onion. I got the picture of an onion. I know it sounds cliche. But he's unpacking his layers. And I've always said this is why I have a fondness for lots of actors. I grew up around lots of actors. A lot of my good friends are actors, female and male. And with that notion, a lot of them, they go to acting school. And acting school analyzes psychology, analyzes emotions, which I've always been drawn to actors because of that. They have a depth. A lot of them that go to acting school, they develop a depth for emotions and personal behavior, which is I love personal behavior. That's why I watch reality TV. I love watching people's behavior. It's very fascinating. And because of that, it helps them play different characters. And through his journey, he's going to learn so much about himself, and he's going to attract someone. Now, I see him looking at her. I see flowers. I see the color purple. I see almost like springtime. It looks like springtime in New York. I get that very strongly because I see around Union Square area. So guys, please let me know, because a lot of you are really great at telling me things. Let me know what that has to do with anything. I get like cherry blossoms, which is very New York, around springtime. I used to get such bad allergies in New York. My gosh, from the cherry blossoms. I see 14th Street very prominently, and she has a boho energy. Very kind of motherly energy. He is going to fall head over heels. When he sees her, he's going to be like, which is very beautiful. But he's in his thinking era. And with King of Swords, I see him being very pensive about it, thinking, okay, how am I going to approach her? I'm still healing myself. It's just so funny. The story, because I'll tell you guys very soon. If it ties into the story, I'll tell you very, very soon. But I don't want to make this about myself. But the way he feels about this woman is, I felt like this about a person, definitely. About a man, definitely. But he feels as though she's wow. He's like, wow. So with Four of Wands, I get very strongly marriage. He wants to take this very seriously. I think she might have something to do with like studio. I see her wearing Seven of Cups. She has a hat similar to this, but it's almost like I definitely see them in New York. So they either meet in New York or where does he live? He's in California, right? But something's going to separate them. They're going to meet, and then Two of Swords are going to get separated. I think she might be in a relationship. And this is what I was going to tell you guys. So I met this guy. I'm not going to say how I met him. But for the first time in my life, I can't believe I'm admitting this online, on camera. But for the first time in my life, I was like, oh my gosh. I felt, it usually takes me a while to get to like really like somebody. But I felt like, oh my gosh, when I saw him, I was like, who is that? I've never felt like that before. And then I found out he was in a relationship, which is fine, whatever happens. But you also never know what's going to happen in the future. I'm not saying anything's going to happen with this guy, but it's just interesting that he's going through a similar thing. She might have a boyfriend or something. Let's see. But they're going to end up back in each other's lives. She either has a boyfriend. Let's see. October. I get October. So I think they'll meet in April. It's springtime. They'll meet in springtime. And then they'll come back together. I get the number 27. So she might be 27. Time is fluid, so please take that as it comes. But I see her being petite. I see her being blonde, which we could change hair colors. I change my hair color every 6 months. So she could change her hair color, but I see her being very sweet, happy, fun. But I see April in New York, so let's see. Okay, so 5 of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, but he doesn't feel ready for her. She has a boyfriend and she doesn't feel ready. So he doesn't feel ready, excuse me. 5 Pentacles, Knight of Wands, and Justice. Oh, she might be married. She might be married and she's going through divorce. She might be a model or photographer. I see her carrying like, that's why I see her in New York, because I see this in New York a lot. I miss that about New York, the creativity. But she has like a Nixon camera around her shoulder, and I see her walking. She has a very particular walk. She might be a Pisces, because a lot of Pisces have particular walks. And she just seems very sweet. Queen of Cups, which is also, well, it's Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer energy. Very sweet. And she's very sweet. She has a very sweetness about her. And I see them coming back together October. So how will they end up being together? Let's see, I get 2 years, so 2 years possibly from now. I see this person, and we all have free will. I say it all the time. I pick up energy. How it works is that I pick up energy from downloads from the cosmos, and whatever I pick up on is intuitive, so it's not that finite. So people have to remember that. And then we have our own choice what we do with that information. So I have to remind people that. Because people are like, why are you doing readings on people? That's their energy. It's not their energy. I'm picking up energy from, it's like, you know, when you have, it's like source code, you know, because I work with code. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but like an iCloud, you get it from an iCloud. That's what I do. So 9 of Swords, Strength, and 6 of Swords. So so she might move to California and then they'll meet again, but it's destined. It's destined to be. She might break up and then move, and then he'll be working on something and they meet again, but it's destined to be. In the next 2 years we will hear about them, but I'm very happy for him. He deserves happiness, and I see him working on himself. You know, there's some I met wonderful, let me tell you guys, I met a lot of celebrities, a lot, and I'm not saying this to toot my own horn. I'm just saying that to say that when people say that they dislike all actors or they dislike all entertainers, I push back on that, because I've met, and even in my family I've had great entertainers that people misunderstood, you know. And to say that they're all good and they're all kind, and just because you know them, for example, somebody like Taylor Swift, I push back on that too, because you don't know that person, you don't know their day-to-day, you don't know how they treat people, and how people treat people is a huge indication of who they are as a person, their moral compass. So I just put that out there to say, this is why we do these videos, just so we can break down different behaviors and see things from a human level, not from I'm a celebrity. I do it because they're famous, and you know them, but really what they have in them, we have in us too, you know, and good or bad. So that's all I have, you guys. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you like the video, comment, and subscribe. Check out my memberships for more.